Inner strength leads to freedom, serving as the foundation upon which we build our lives. This inner strength is not merely about physical power or resilience in the face of adversity. It encompasses emotional, mental, and spiritual fortitude. It is the ability to navigate life's challenges with grace and determination, empowering us to make choices that align with our true selves. When we cultivate this strength within, we unlock the doors to a level of freedom that transcends external circumstances. True freedom begins when we learn to depend on ourselves, to trust our instincts and judgments rather than seeking validation from others. In a world filled with noise and distractions, the voice of our inner strength can be quiet, but it is essential to listen to it. This voice guides us through the complexities of life, helping us discern what is important to us and what truly matters. As we strengthen our inner resolve, we learn to break free from the chains of external expectations, societal norms, and the opinions of others. When we rely on our inner strength, we develop a profound sense of self-awareness. We become attuned to our values, beliefs, and desires, understanding what drives us and what holds us back. This self-awareness allows us to make choices that are aligned with our authentic selves rather than simply conforming to what is expected or accepted by those around us. As we align our actions with our true selves, we experience a sense of liberation. The burdens of guilt, shame, and fear of judgment begin to lift, allowing us to live more freely and openly. Inner strength also fosters resilience, enabling us to face life's inevitable challenges with courage and tenacity. When we encounter obstacles, we tap into that reservoir of strength, reminding ourselves that we have overcome difficulties before and can do so again. This resilience breeds a sense of confidence that reinforces our freedom as we become less fearful of taking risks and embracing change. We understand that setbacks are not the end of our journey, rather, they are opportunities for growth and learning. As we cultivate our inner strength, we also cultivate a greater sense of emotional intelligence. This means we become more adept at managing our emotions and reactions, allowing us to respond to situations with clarity and intention rather than impulsively or out of fear. When we can manage our emotions effectively, we free ourselves from the grips of anxiety, anger, and frustration, allowing us to approach life's challenges with a calm and collected mindset. This emotional mastery is a critical aspect of our freedom, as it enables us to navigate relationships and conflicts with compassion and understanding. In addition, inner strength empowers us to establish healthy boundaries in our lives. When we know our worth and believe in ourselves, we become adept at saying no to situations and people that drain our energy or compromise our values. We understand that we have the right to prioritize our well-being and to protect our peace of mind. This ability to set boundaries not only frees us from toxic relationships and environments, but also allows us to create space for positive influences that nurture our growth and happiness. Furthermore, inner strength enhances our capacity for self-acceptance. The journey towards self-acceptance is often fraught with challenges, but when we develop our inner strength, we learn to embrace ourselves, flaws and all. We let go of the need for perfection and allow ourselves to be human, recognizing that our imperfections do not define us. This acceptance is liberating. It frees us from the relentless pursuit of external approval and enables us to find joy in simply being ourselves. As we embrace our authentic selves, we naturally attract people and experiences that resonate with our true essence, further enriching our lives. Inner strength also fosters a sense of purpose. When we are grounded in our values and beliefs, we can pursue our passions with fervor and determination. This sense of purpose fuels our motivation and propels us forward, leading us to make choices that align with our vision for our lives. When we are in tune with our purpose, we experience a profound sense of freedom. We are not swayed by distractions or fleeting trends. Instead, we stay committed to our path, trusting that our journey is uniquely ours. This unwavering commitment to our purpose provides clarity in the face of uncertainty, enabling us to navigate life's twists and turns with confidence. In essence, inner strength leads to freedom by empowering us to be our authentic selves. It allows us to break free from the constraints imposed by society, relationships, and our own limiting beliefs. We learn to trust ourselves, embrace our unique journeys, and cultivate a life that reflects our true values and aspirations. This inner freedom transforms the way we experience life, fostering a deep sense of fulfillment and joy as we navigate the complexities of our existence with courage, resilience, and purpose. In conclusion, the journey toward personal growth and self-discovery is profoundly transformative. By focusing on growth rather than seeking external validation, we unlock our potential to cultivate resilience and inner strength, which ultimately leads to a greater sense of freedom. Embracing hardship as a teacher allows us to build the character and tenacity needed to navigate life's challenges with grace. As we learn to own our narratives and focus on our inner development, we cultivate self-awareness, emotional intelligence, and a strong sense of purpose. These elements intertwine to create a fulfilling life, one where we are not merely surviving but thriving. By prioritizing our growth, we become empowered individuals who attract positive influences and relationships, fostering a supportive community around us. The process is ongoing, a continuous evolution that celebrates our uniqueness and honors our journey. In embracing these principles, we not only transform ourselves but also inspire those around us, creating a ripple effect that encourages others to embark on their paths of growth. Ultimately, this journey is not just about personal achievement, it's about embracing our authenticity and finding true freedom within ourselves, leading to a richer, more meaningful life. Hardship builds resilience, and it's one of life's most powerful teachers. When we face difficulties, whether they come in the form of personal challenges, professional setbacks, or emotional turmoil, we are presented with a unique opportunity for growth. It's during these trying times that our true character is revealed and we discover just how strong we can be. Hardship forces us to confront our limitations, to dig deep within ourselves, and to find strengths we may not have even known existed. Each struggle acts as a forge, shaping us and refining our abilities to endure, adapt, and thrive. Resilience is not simply about bouncing back, it's about transforming adversity into an advantage. Each challenge we encounter builds a layer of resilience, equipping us with the tools we need to navigate future obstacles with greater ease and confidence. When we endure hardship, we learn to reframe our mindset, shifting from a place of victimhood to one of empowerment. We start to understand that while we cannot control every situation that arises in our lives, we can control how we respond to it. This shift in perspective is critical, as it allows us to view hardships not as insurmountable barriers, but as stepping stones toward growth. Through the trials we face, we often develop a newfound appreciation for our capabilities. We come to recognize that we are capable of overcoming far more than we ever thought possible. Each time we confront a challenge, we build a reservoir of strength that we can draw upon in the future. This process of building resilience is akin to a muscle. The more we use it, the stronger it becomes. It's essential to understand that resilience doesn't mean we won't feel pain, sadness, or frustration during hard times. It means we develop the ability to endure those feelings and emerge on the other side with a greater sense of understanding and strength. Hardship teaches us to embrace vulnerability, reminding us that it's okay to ask for help, to lean on others when we need support, and to share our struggles. In doing so, we not only build our own resilience, but also foster connections with those around us. Resilience is often built through community. It thrives in environments where people come together to support one another, through their challenges. As we navigate life's hardships, we realize we are not alone in our struggles. Others have faced similar trials, and sharing our experiences can create bonds that strengthen both our resolve and our relationships. Hardship can also ignite a sense of purpose. When we overcome obstacles, we often emerge with a clearer understanding of what truly matters to us. This clarity can lead us to pursue our passions more fiercely, to make choices that align with our values, and to advocate for ourselves and others in ways we may not have considered before. Furthermore, the lessons learned during tough times are invaluable. We gain insights into our own resilience, our capacity for empathy, and our ability to adapt to change. We learn to identify patterns in our behavior and thought processes, enabling us to make more informed choices moving forward. The process of building resilience through hardship also cultivates gratitude. When we face significant challenges, we often develop a deeper appreciation for the simple joys in life. We become more attuned to the beauty that surrounds us, the small victories that might have gone unnoticed in easier times, and the strength we possess within ourselves. This gratitude, in turn, fuels our resilience further, creating a positive feedback loop that encourages us to face future challenges with a sense of hope and determination. Hardship is not an endpoint, it is a part of the journey that shapes us into the individuals we are meant to become. Each struggle, each setback is a lesson in resilience, teaching us to rise, to adapt, and to continue moving forward with newfound strength and wisdom. Focus on growth, not attention, because in a world that often rewards surface level achievements and quick validation, true fulfillment comes from the deeper, more meaningful pursuit of personal development. It's all too easy to get caught up in the endless cycle of seeking approval from others, measuring your worth by the number of likes, shares, or accolades you receive. However, when you shift your focus from seeking external recognition to prioritizing your growth, you open the door to a more enriching and satisfying life. Growth is a personal journey unique to each individual, and it encompasses all aspects of your being, emotional, mental, and spiritual. It requires introspection, self-awareness, and a willingness to step outside your comfort zone. When you focus on growth, you begin to value the lessons learned from experiences, both good and bad, instead of merely seeking applause for your accomplishments. You understand that every challenge is an opportunity to learn and evolve, and you embrace the discomfort that comes with pushing your boundaries. As you cultivate a growth mindset, you start to shift your priorities. You become less concerned with what others think of you and more focused on what you think of yourself. You set goals that align with your values and aspirations rather than those that are influenced by societal expectations or the opinions of others. This intrinsic motivation fosters a deeper sense of purpose, allowing you to pursue your passions with authenticity and determination. The journey of growth often involves trial and error, and that's perfectly okay. When you're focused on growth, failure becomes a natural part of the process rather than something to be feared or avoided. You learn to view setbacks not as reflections of your worth, but as vital experiences that contribute to your overall development. Each failure is a stepping stone, an essential piece of the puzzle that leads you closer to your goals. This perspective shift empowers you to take risks, to experiment, and to explore new possibilities without the crippling fear of judgment. Moreover, focusing on growth allows you to cultivate resilience. The road to personal development is rarely a straight line. It's filled with twists and turns, ups and downs. But when your primary goal is growth, you develop the ability to adapt to changes and to bounce back from adversity. You recognize that every obstacle presents a chance to strengthen your skills and to deepen your understanding of yourself and the world around you. This resilience becomes an invaluable asset as you navigate life's complexities. The relationships you form along the way also benefit from this focus on growth. When you prioritize personal development, you attract like minded individuals who are also invested in their journeys. You create a supportive network that fosters collaboration, encouragement, and mutual growth. These connections enrich your life, providing inspiration and motivation as you navigate your paths together. Furthermore, focusing on growth encourages you to practice self compassion. Instead of harshly judging yourself for perceived shortcomings or comparing yourself to others, you learn to treat yourself with kindness and understanding. You recognize that everyone is on their own unique journey and that it's okay to take your time. This self compassion allows you to celebrate your progress, no matter how small, and to appreciate the effort you put into your growth. In a society that often glorifies attention seeking behaviors, focusing on growth helps you cultivate a more authentic and fulfilling life. You begin to realize that true satisfaction doesn't come from the approval of others, but from the knowledge that you are evolving into the best version of yourself. You engage in practices that nurture your growth, such as continuous learning, self reflection, and setting meaningful goals. You seek out experiences that challenge you, expand your horizons, and help you develop new skills. As you prioritize your growth, you cultivate a sense of inner peace and contentment that transcends the fleeting highs of external validation. You learn to trust yourself and your journey, understanding that the path to growth is not always linear, but is uniquely your own. Ultimately, focusing on growth over attention transforms the way you perceive yourself and your place in the world. You develop a deep sense of fulfillment that stems from knowing you are constantly evolving, expanding your horizons, and embracing the journey of becoming who you are meant to be. Self-reliance is your strength, a force that exists within you waiting to be fully awakened and embraced. It's the foundation upon which you can build your entire life, the wellspring of your own power, courage, and determination. No one else can truly walk your path or carry your burdens, no matter how much you wish they could. When you learn to rely on yourself, you're not just surviving, you're thriving in the face of adversity because you understand that the only person who can lift you out of the darkness is you. You start to realize that you are your own best advocate, your own protector, your own cheerleader, and your own source of motivation. Others may offer words of encouragement, a helping hand here and there, but they cannot sustain you for the long haul. True empowerment comes when you grasp that you are the one who controls the pace and direction of your journey. It's easy to look outward for solutions, to hope that someone else will come to rescue you from difficult circumstances, but in reality, the answers are already within you. It's in those moments of solitude, when the noise of the outside world fades away, that you truly come to understand the depths of your own strength. You begin to cultivate a quiet confidence, an unshakable belief that no matter what challenges arise, you have the inner resources to face them head on. It's about developing a mindset that says, I can and I will even when the odds seem stacked against you. When you rely on yourself, you're not limited by other people's perceptions of what you can achieve. You're not waiting for permission or approval. You're not beholden to anyone else's timeline. Instead, you are free to move at your own pace, to set your own goals, and to pursue your dreams without fear of judgment or rejection. Every step you take toward becoming more self-reliant is a step toward greater freedom and independence. You learn to trust your instincts, to listen to your own voice above the clamor of outside opinions. You stop second guessing yourself, and in doing so, you unlock a level of potential that you may not have realized you had. Self-reliance is about knowing that even if everything around you crumbles, you have the inner fortitude to rebuild, to start again, to continue moving forward. It's about understanding that you are enough as you are without needing constant validation or reassurance from others. Expectation is a trap, a subtle yet powerful force that can keep you bound in a cycle of disappointment and frustration. It's so easy to fall into the habit of expecting things from others, expecting them to meet your needs, understand your struggles, support your dreams, or even simply show up for you in the way you want them to. But when you place your happiness, your success, your sense of fulfillment in the hands of someone else's actions or responses, you set yourself up for a never-ending loop of letdowns. You wait for others to give you what you should be giving yourself: approval, validation, love, and encouragement, and in doing so, you hand over your power. When those expectations aren't met, as they so often aren't, you feel betrayed, unappreciated, and sometimes even bitter. But the truth is, it was never their responsibility to fulfill those expectations in the first place. You can't control how people behave, how they respond to you, or whether they will rise to the occasion when you need them most. By expecting others to act a certain way, you are setting a standard they may never even be aware of. And when they fall short, it's you who bears the weight of that disappointment. It's a trap because you unknowingly tether your emotions to the actions of others, believing that their choices, their words, their recognition somehow define your worth or determine your path forward. But in reality, the only person who should be responsible for your fulfillment, your happiness, your success is you. Expectations create a dependency on external factors that are often out of your control. You end up waiting for someone else to make a move, to give you the go-ahead, to make you feel whole, instead of taking action on your own. You give away your autonomy, believing that your well-being hinges on someone else's behavior. But the truth is, the moment you release yourself from the grip of expectation is the moment you reclaim your power. When you stop expecting others to fulfill roles or meet standards that you've unconsciously assigned to them, you free yourself from the endless cycle of disillusionment and frustration. You stop waiting for others to do what only you can do for yourself. Instead of expecting people to understand your journey, to recognize your hard work, to applaud your efforts, you begin to find that validation within. You start to realize that external approval is fleeting, and if you continue to seek it, you will forever be at the mercy of others' opinions and actions. Expectation lures you into believing that happiness or success is something that will be handed to you by someone else, when in reality, it's something you have to create for yourself. It's a trap because it keeps you focused on what others should be doing, rather than what you can do for yourself. You wait for the perfect moment, the right person, the ideal circumstance to propel you forward, not realizing that you've had the ability to move forward all along. Expectations keep you stuck in a holding pattern where progress is dependent on factors outside your control. Own your narrative, because no one else can tell your story the way you can. Your life is shaped by the experiences you've had, the lessons you've learned, and the challenges you've faced, and only you know the full depth and meaning of each of those moments. When you allow others to define your story, to place labels on you, to dictate what you should think or feel about your journey, you relinquish control over your own identity. But the truth is, your narrative belongs to you, and it's up to you to take hold of it with both hands, to shape it in a way that reflects your truth, your values, and your vision for your life. It's easy to let the voices of others influence how you see yourself, to internalize the judgments, criticisms, and expectations they may impose on you, but when you do that, you end up living a life that isn't truly yours. You begin to lose sight of who you are at your core, what you stand for, and what drives you forward. Owning your narrative means stepping back from the noise, the opinions, the societal pressures, and reconnecting with your authentic self. It's about recognizing that you are not defined by your past mistakes, nor are you limited by the expectations that others have placed on you. Every experience you've had, whether it's been filled with triumph or marked by difficulty, is part of your story, but it does not have to define the whole of who you are. When you own your narrative, you take responsibility for how you choose to move forward. You stop letting your story be something that happens to you, and instead you become the author of your own life. You realize that every day, every decision, every thought you have is part of the narrative you are creating for yourself. It's about telling your story in a way that reflects your strength, resilience, and growth. It's about refusing to let anyone else's interpretation of your life overshadow the truth you know about yourself. Owning your narrative means embracing your journey, even the parts that are painful or messy, because they've shaped you into the person you are today. It's about no longer apologizing for who you are, no longer shrinking yourself to fit into someone else's version of your story. You reclaim your power when you stand tall and say, "This is my life, and I will decide what it means." Too often, we give others the pen to write our story for us, allowing their perceptions to dictate how we feel about our own worth. But when you own your narrative, you take back that pen and write the chapters of your life with intention, purpose, and clarity. You stop letting the voices of doubt, fear, or judgment from others drown out the voice inside of you that knows who you are and what you're capable of. Owning your narrative is about rewriting the parts of your story that no longer serve you, that no longer serve you, that no longer align with the person you're becoming. It's about realizing that you are not defined by the limitations others have placed on you or the boxes they've tried to put you in. You are the one who decides the meaning and significance of your life's journey. And when you fully step into that role, you unlock a new level of freedom and empowerment. You begin to see that your narrative is not static, it's ever evolving, and you have the ability to reshape it at any moment. It's about taking ownership of your story, not just in the past, but in the present and future as well.